Check it out. The harbor is unfortunately dry once again. Offy's still here.
Oh.
That better be a BB gun, right?
I don't think so.
Check it out. The harbor is unfortunately dry once again. If you remember, we were just down here showing you how the water was leaving over the very crest of the harbor here and going back out into the lake. I'll take you down there and show you that spot in just a minute. But just like a few years ago, all the water's gone and it's dried up and it's becoming all chapped now from the heat. What do you think, Miss Mojo? I don't think we're going to get to go kayaking in here this year.
Not anymore. We did it earlier, but...
Let's go out there and take a look, see how far it's dried up since last time. What do you say?
Yep.
Here's the buoy here we always used to use for reference. And now you can see it's come full circle. Our very first drought video, this was out of water just like this. We got it below water just a few years ago. And now it's back above water once again out on the dry land. And there's a couple more out there still. And look, you can still see the old path we used to drive to get out here when this area was open to vehicles. And now that the water is receded again, all this stuff that got flooded out and rotted, this all starts springing back up to life. So
we have new growth. Look at the little blooms. Signs of life.
Sprouting up from the chapped lake bed.
Yep.
Yeah. So this will be all overgrown out here and just a little bit. And then the summer heat will probably kill it all back again and it'll burn up, and then in the fall it'll sprout right back up again and be all overgrown. So if this is empty now, there's probably not much of a chance it's going to refill till at least late winter, early spring, if it does.
Yeah, hopefully monsoon season.
I don't think it's going to refill at all. That's my prediction. So. Not at least through next summer, maybe 2028, but that's my prediction. What's sticking up over here?
Careful, it's mushy.
Oh, it's mushy.
Yeah, not completely dried out yet.
Oh yeah, this is fresh. Oh, it looks like there's a piece of wood under here, or laminate, and it's chunked off. See, look at that. Buried secrets of Lake Mead. Under the chapter, so once this all gets dried up, it turns into concrete. Right now it's still kind of mushy. It's almost like clay. You can see it. That's probably why stuff grows so well in this.
It's like
very nutrient rich. Yeah, all the silt and everything. But once it dries up, it's hard. It's really hard, like concrete, so that'll be hard to get through.
We got some tumbleweeds.
We're making our way out of the harbor here, and you can see, unfortunately, just like last time, all the fish got stuck in here, and as the water receded, they were trapped. So this has become like a coyote buffet down here, but it's still sad to see. And you can see right up in front of us the ridge that forms the little harbor in here, and usually the water crests well over that ridge up to about the top of these hills. Back in the 80s it used to be way up here, and then through the 90s down here to where you could still get out of the channel. I'll throw a picture up so you can see that. And then eventually, as the water level kept receding, now you can see what happened. It doesn't even make it into the harbor here. And this whole area is dried up.
fish?
There's a couple of them, but it's look how much they sunk right there. Let's see how much I go down trying to cross this. Yeah, you could see a lot more fish trapped in here, unfortunately. And from all the paw marks around here, you can see when this happens, the coyotes know what time it is. There's a lot of them right in this little area. So these might all been pulled over here by the coyote buffet crew. You can see the scales stuck in the bushes there. Oh, got a little lizard running back there. See, even the lizard is getting a little fish buffet. Yeah, he's going back up in his little rock right up in there. There he goes.
There's like fish everywhere.
Yeah. And you can see right where the water, if the water did start coming back in here, this is the first and the last place the water travels through this little tiny side canal here. You can see it looks like some of the fish were just struggling at the last moments in this little tiny side channel before the entire thing in front of us here dried up. And unfortunately, just because the lake is at the level it is right now, it's at the perfect point to where when it drops in the summer, we lose all this water. Previously, in the past, when it would drop, it would still have enough room to where the ebb and the flow would keep this harbor filled. But now we're just at the right low level to where it's doing this, and the harbor just really doesn't have much of a chance to fill again. Yeah, but look at the size of these fish, though.
These fish are so, like, massive.
There you go.
I don't know anything about fish, to be honest, but that is huge. Poor guy.
Yep.
Sorry.
And it does look like the coyotes were getting good pickings down here. Yep.
Well, at least there's one buffet still open in Vegas.
And here's someone who came down here a little bit too early before the mud had dried up, lost their shoes. Remember what I said the first video? Don't come down to Lake Mead and lose your shoes, folks. I know the saying's lose your shirt, but when you come down to Lake Mead, don't lose your shoes. When you go to Vegas, don't lose your shirt. When you come to Lake Mead, don't lose your shoes. And unfortunately, you can see what happens when it dries up and people start hiking out here. We got the usual signs of human recreation down here at Lake Mead. The Modelo Chilada, OJ, glass bottles. Luckily, we're coming down here in another few days to do our volunteer cleanup. So we'll grab some of this on the way back, and when we do our actual cleanup, we'll grab the buckets and we'll get all of this stuff out of here. And this is pretty cool right here. This is where we used to hook up around to get out of the lake, because all this right here was like a sand pit on this side. So everyone used to take this little path and skirt around. And now look at the grass popping up. Mm-hmm. There's like a little palm oasis over there.
I know. I was gonna see if there's any water.
No water. But yeah, you can definitely tell the water's infiltrating from right out here, the lake proper. You'll see we're about to walk out there, but it's infiltrating under the ground here. Yeah. Obviously, and got a little mini oasis right here.
That's cute.
Right about here is where you would come to the crest, and then you would head out this channel here, and you can see the little tiny bit of blue down here. That's Lake Mead proper, or Boulder Basin. And this right here where we're walking is where we would float the kayak right on out to the lake.
Yep, let's shimmy on out.
Well, right here in this dry spot is the remnants of the makeshift dam I showed you just a few episodes ago when we were down here doing the lake update. I'll pop some video up there so you can see it. But there was definitely water trickling out of here, and I pointed out how it was leaving the harbor, and it was probably going to empty out completely soon. And now you can see what happened.
The tire is exposed.
Yeah, and these big tires out here are a good reference also, because you'll be able to see from all the old videos, you'll see these tires were at various points of being submerged or above water. And now you can see there's 1, 2, 3 of them completely above water. And some of these were for sure underwater the last time we were just down here.
The water was up to here. This was all underwater. We were walking up this close to the berm here when we were doing our pickup class.
And I always show we're at the bottom of the harbor right here. I always show the dark spot right here. That's the historic high water level back in the 80s and early 90s. And you can look all the way around the harbor here, all the way to the other side, and you'll see right on the top over here is where the water level used to be. So look how far underwater we were. Little visual representation here of how much water has been lost since the 80s. Although it sure does look nice down here in like springtime with all this green.
Yeah.
And here's that same big tire we walked by with Bella and Harley back in 2023. It looks a lot more barren out here right now than that video, because back then the water had already been down for a while and it was the fall time, so everything had a chance to grow. But this whole area you're seeing right here where she's walking, it looks really barren like this because the water level has just barely dropped. So this was all just underwater just a few weeks ago here. That's how quickly the water level drops here. And if you think about it, that is the point of America's largest reservoir, to hold the water during the excess time and release it during times of need or drought. But it is still shocking to see the changes happen this fast down here. Sort of a unique problem you have down here at Lake Mead, because it is a recreation reservoir, and you can tell all these people are enjoying it while they can, because in the next few days it's going to go right back up to the mid hundreds, and it is not going to be as enjoyable to be out here on the lake like this. Beautiful day though. Let's go see what we can find. Here's another buoy over here. I call this one the crayon. I've seen this one before. Maybe if you're a boater you can let me know why this one is red and shaped like a crayon and why the other ones are just white candlesticks. I'm sure there's different meaning behind the different ones, or maybe they just ran out of stock at the old one and these were cheaper at the new place, and so they got the crayon. Yeah, there's a lot of these down here, and the reason they leave all these down here, you can see there's another bluish one right here, and there's more right out here. That's because they anticipate this water level to continue fluctuating like this. So eventually this would be back underwater and they would need it again. That's why they don't come down here and remove these. Everyone's just having fun out on the lake today. It's a little bit breezy, but that cuts the teeth of the heat out here and the sun. And it's just about perfect. Feels like San Diego today. Oh, it's really soft down here. It's like clay.
Right here.
Yeah. So this is fresh. This was just underwater.
Look at the mommy and the babies. Oh my gosh.
The duckies out. Nice view of Lake Mead Marina right back here in the background, and you can see all the green popping up, heading up out of the reservoir. And this whole area you would see historically would have been underwater, like I pointed out. Pretty wild. So you want to go see if we can find some of the old boat wrecks? I'm curious as to whether some of them have been removed or if they're still here, because a couple of them went back underwater again. Let's go see what we can find. And we have more of the old marina infrastructure coming up above the water here again. Some buoys and some iron. A lot of stuff up there, and this all used to be underwater, so this was used to anchor the old marina when it was sitting right in this area here. And they actually disassembled it and pulled it out and moved it over here to the Lake Mead Marina, to its new home. And I have heard plans from the Lake Mead superintendent that they really want to clean some of the bigger trash and boat wrecks up. If the water level drops again this year, you can see there's even more here. So it'll be interesting to see if some of this large stuff gets pulled up over the next 2 or 3 years when the water level gets down low again, like it did back in 2022. So we're still looking for Candy Blue, and I can't find that boat anymore. I'm thinking they might have removed it. But in the meantime, check this out. This is pretty cool. I've never seen this before. This is an old piece of infrastructure here. A couple of thick pieces of wood and some iron bolted to it. And I wonder if this dates back to the original marina, because before the modern one, I'll pop up a picture here. The original marina sat in the same location, but it was way up here where the water level was higher. It was tucked back into this cove. Haven't seen that before. I am thinking though there's a chance the Park Service drug Candy Blue out of here, because we see a little trench line right here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the video, but there's a little trench line leading out of here. So I'm wondering if they had drug Candy Blue out this direction, because it was clearly marked with a buoy out here, and we were kayaking around it. It wasn't hard to find at all, so that's interesting. We'll keep looking a little bit more. If not, we're going to go off and look for Offy. Look at this nice little meadow down here where the water is receded. You'd never expect this as a scene in the middle of a desert, would you? And you can see this was all filled up with water, and this little inlet here also, heading up towards this direction, and now it's all drained out again. Still no sign of Candy Blue. And things get so overgrown down here also. If Candy Blue is above water now, some of the boat wrecks are hard to find hidden among all this stuff. Oh, I did find Boat Engine Island though. And it's no longer an island because it's just a piece of the land now. But this used to be a little party stop. And you could boat right up to it. You could see that's why they had the buoy there. You'd boat right up to it here and hang out on this little island. Little patch of dry land that was above water. Little rocky area here. Very small, and you can see right here it already drops off, and that would be back into water. So you had your own little private party island right here. Isn't that cool? And I don't see Candy Blue anywhere, so I think the Park Service may have removed it. But I do see Mrs. Mojo making some hand signals way down here in the bushes. Just a little pink dot, so I think she might have found Offy. Let's go see what she found. Man, and it is so overgrown down here, you can't even see Offy hidden in the brush here. Kind of an eerie sight, huh? Offy's still here. Got that nice AMC V8. Offenhauser intake. And wow, I'll pop up a video of in the past of what Offy looked like. Offy is just filled with sand and silt now. And it would make getting this out even harder because of all that weight down there. I mean, the floor might even buckle. R.I.P. Offy. Right? Hey, you gotta have a little fun out here. Unfortunately, now that Offy has been below water and then above water and then below water again and now above water, it's put a lot more damage and weathering on the boat. And you could actually see the shine in those valve covers before, but now it's just a mess, unfortunately. I think Offy could have been salvaged the first time we found him, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. Now he just like keeps going into the dirt.
Yeah, now it's just completely filled with silt. And someone told me those fuel tanks there probably collapsed when it sank from the pressure. The other one you can see it's buckled in too. What a shame though. Poor Offy. What do you think? Can I line up the thumbnail photo?
I know, it's so much grown. It's crazy how much grown underwater.
Let me take a picture here, and then when I go back, I'll try and line it up and do a before and after. Well, Candy Blue is gone, but Offy is still here at Lake Mead. And that may change this summer and next summer if these water levels stay this low. Because like I mentioned, as soon as the heat comes, all this overgrowth will die back down and this will just look like a sandy, rocky beach here. And that's when it's easier to pull this stuff out of here. But not anymore when it's filled with sand. And we'll wrap it up for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed the little exploration out here. If you're in here, let me know down in the comments if you can see everything okay, and we're going to take a little walk. Let me know in the stream if you see a boat wreck in here. And Mrs. Mojo is out there streaming on TikTok right now. She's getting her TikTok going, but she's going to come back and join us if she can find me. I'm kind of lost myself down here. All right, give me a second to, well, what is that, a turkey vulture? That thing's huge. Whew. Oh, there's Miss Mojo up on the hilltop there. For those of you wondering, it does look like some of these boat wrecks are getting cleaned up. It's down another 10 feet and you can really see it here. I mean, over here, the water was basically up to the top of this cut and this bay was filled where Offy was. And that's why we couldn't find Offy. So other than that, yeah, just looking at what the hell? No way. Did you even see this?
No way.
No.
Uh-oh.
That better be a BB gun, right?
I don't think so.
Genesis, Illinois. I think I better cut it off here. I'm just going to make sure that this isn't a real handgun, because if it is, I'm going to have to call the Park Service and everything.